Hello and welcome back to Media Beat. I'm Chris Ahrens, editorial director here at MediaBistro.com, and we're talking with Margaret Brennan of Bloomberg Television. And Bloomberg Media Group is about to start a huge advertising campaign.
I know.
With your picture on the side of a double-decker tour bus here in New York City. It's very Carrie Bradshaw.
I don't know. My big Irish head on some double-decker bus is kind of scary to me.
Yeah.
But
so what does it mean to you as an anchor that the company is doing this and really putting the television network out there to take a bigger piece of this pie of the financial news?
I think it's huge as a sign of what we already knew, but maybe people on the outside didn't, which is that, you know, the network is serious about being influential in the news space and drawing in more consumers. So if it means more people find us, that's great.
Yeah. Another way people can find you is on Twitter.
Yes.
At Marg Brennan.
M-A-R-G.
M-A-R-G Brennan, because Margaret Brennan was probably taken by some guy in Ohio.
I didn't take it seriously at the time. I was like, Margaret's too long. No one's going to find it. But
here we are. So how many times a day do you tweet? What do you use it for?
I am obsessed with Twitter, and I'm on Twitter all the time. Yeah. On my BlackBerry, on my iPhone, on my screens. You know, at Bloomberg, we have 4 screens. With the news terminal, I've got my rundown for my show, another screen with the terminal, and now I have TweetDeck up, which, you know, just helps sort of break things out for me in terms of the journalists I follow, the news organizations. It is a newswire service.
TV Newser, so you know what's being reported.
I do follow the TV Newser, of course I do. So I use it as a news resource. I also post what we do on the show. One of the things that can be frustrating about TV is the ephemeral nature of what you're working on for so long. You put it up there and then it's gone. And that's what I like, is that it can not only live on, but you can highlight the nuggets, the things you learn from each day's show. And that's sort of how I approach it after the program is, you know, what was the most interesting thing that this person said to me in the course of the interview? What did I learn? And I love that, because I can kind of go back and highlight it and send it out.
What was it like to work for Lou Ruckheiser?
Invaluable experience, but scary. When I was straight out of school, I was 22, straight out of University of Virginia. I'd only interned at CNN in Atlanta and loved the newsroom. But I said, I want to figure out TV. And I went up for an interview with him, and he had just started there. And over the course of the interview, all he talked to me about was his experience as a Middle East correspondent. And all he talked to me about was what I studied in school, and then he sang me the UVA fight song because his brother went to University of Virginia.
Wow.
So it was the most unusual interview. But it said to me, hey, you know, this isn't just about numbers and decimal points. This is someone who is about understanding why change happens, where change comes from, where the forces of influence come from, and wants to connect the dots. And for me, seeing that he did that changed the way I viewed financial news. So, I mean, it was scary at times.
Yeah.
I remember.
Pretty legendary figure. I mean, he was sort of must-see TV
He was
at the
must-see
end of every
TV.
week.
He did not suffer fools gladly because he knew it was his face, it was his brand, and he had tremendous respect for his audience at the end of the day. So you better not make a mistake. And you better be on top and know the guests and know why you have them on, be able to say that, be able to explain it. I mean, frankly, it was grad school for television.
Right. Where are you going to be in 5 years?
Gosh. The thing that has always frustrated me about that question is that I don't really, in 5 years or 10 years, I don't really view my goals as such. It's more like what I want to do in the duration of that time versus where I want to get to within that time frame, if that makes sense. And I want to continue over the course of that to be able to connect the dots every day. I want to be in the field more. I love being out there and telling stories. I want to be able
You're going to be going down to Wall Street more often for the show?
Yes,
right? Yep.
Yes. I've been down at the stock exchange for the first bit of my show and before the show to just sort of reconnect with people. I mean, being in a studio, sometimes you forget about that connection one-on-one with people. So I like to be able to interact with the traders and talk about that.
How do you get back to the East Side and to finish the show?
I mean, this is right now, it's all faring back in the car.
Yeah.
We were joking, maybe rickshaw, maybe subway if I get desperate. It'd be great to borrow a helicopter, but right now,
maybe the mayor could
in a car.
Pull that one off for you. Yeah, escort maybe. No, probably not. No.
No, but right now it's literally running down and running back and making the top of my 11 a.m. hour.
Back at the studio.
Back in the studio.
Oh.
So it's it's an adventure.
Great. Well, if you see Margaret Brennan somewhere between 3rd Avenue and Wall Street, wave because she'll probably be running.
And
back
pull to the side so I can get through so I'm at the top of my show.
Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's good talking to you.
We've been talking with Margaret Brennan of Bloomberg TV. I'm Chris Ahrens, and this is Media Beat.